I just wonder when I read an announcement or I hear a story in the industry that after doing From Here to Eternity, and then doing The Cracker Factory, and then Meteor, and then having The Last Married Couple in America, and one of the myriad projects being discussed as a possibility for you is Brooke Hayward's Haywire, and then one realizes that you did indeed play Margaret Sullivan's daughter in No Sad Songs for Me. Did you want that role? Did you want to do it? And why didn't you finally do it?
I loved the book. I thought the book was fantastic. I know Brooke. She's a friend of mine. And I think she did a really phenomenal job of writing the book. And it certainly intrigued me, the whole idea of I had worked with Margaret Sullavan. I remembered her so vividly. You know, she was a very strong personality. And I also found interesting in the book the aspect that she tried so hard to shield her children from the fact that she was an actress. She wanted so desperately for them to have a, quote, normal life, that she really almost overdid it. And there was a very touching thing, to me anyway, when Brooke related in her book that when she was about 14 or something, her mother was doing Voice of the Turtle, perhaps, or something in the theater, and she allowed the kids to see her work. And they said to her, "But Mom, you're good. Why don't you do this more?" You know, and they were kind of proud of her. And, well, eventually, when I read the script, I was in a different, I don't know, I was in a different area. I guess I was very involved with Cracker Factory, for one thing, and I wasn't really terribly concentrated, and it would have just been, I don't know, I didn't identify with the mother somehow. I identified with Brooke.
When you talk about the unique relationship you and your husband, Robert Wagner, share with Laurence Olivier, Lord Olivier, and one remembers the fact that it was Spencer Tracy and Robert Wagner's friendship with Spencer Tracy that brought about the introduction.
Right.
And Laurence Olivier, for years, tried to get you to act in a film with him, and how close you came to considering term of trial and then decided not to do it. When you and Olivier finally got together and you have this extraordinary friendship, has he ever said to you, "Natalie, why didn't you do all those films I wanted you in"?
We have talked about it, but I must tell you, you have this phenomenal, I mean, how do you know all these things? This is really extraordinary. Yes, we have talked about it, because it was 3 times that we almost worked together. He's such a fantastic man.
Yes.
And he's so funny. I think people don't realize. He just dazzles people. Recently, he was in town just for a day. He was on his way to Korea, and we were invited to a party, and he just dropped by, and we said, "Oh, come on, come with us," you know, and he said, "Oh, all right," you know. And so he came, and everybody was kind of awestruck, thinking, "Oh, my God, you know, Lord Olivier, what are we going to do?" Some people fell to their knees. And there he was, in kind of he was in a very jokey mood, and everybody was just amazed that he's got this fantastic sense of humor, and he puts everybody at their ease, and he's a remarkable man.
Since you pointed out Lord Olivier's sense of humor, will you share with us the story of the night he was coming to dinner and what you told your daughter Natasha about the expected guest?
Oh, yes. Well, we told, Natasha was about 5 or 6, I guess, and we said to her, "Now, Natasha, you've never met Lord Olivier, but he's a friend of ours, and you must remember him, and because he's the greatest actor in the world, and you know, later on when you're grown up, you can remember that you met him here, and he's our friend, and so forth." And she said, but Mommy, that's not right, because Daddy is the greatest actor in the world. So when we call him Larry, he lets us call him Larry, came to the house, we told him this story, or we were starting to tell him this story, and as we were in the middle of it, Natasha came into the room, and he said, "I know," wait a minute, I'm getting my story wrong.
He said, "I can finish."
He said, "I can finish what Natasha said." She said, her father is the greatest actor in the world, and Natasha said, "You see, he agrees with me too."